There's one thought that has just occurred to me just now, and it kind of puts everything in perspective, I think. It makes me realise what is going on here. So, part 1 has been going on so much, and part 2 has been going on so much, and there's been quite a lot of progression with both of them, so much so with part 2, especially as of recently, like crazy amounts of progression, because just the contrast in, like, just, what do I say? The contrast in emotional impact is insane. It's unbelievable. It's totally unprecedented as well, to be honest. What's been going on? So, foolish thing right now would be to say go full steam ahead, really own this, because that leaves up so much vulnerability, and it's high risk and the reward isn't really even that high. I can just continue at a reasonable pace. So because this was happening, because it was all flying by, it's been a detriment to the documentation process. So we're not exactly going to slow things down a bit, but we're going to just get used to the new, way that things are happening. I feel like next week, because of the situation with part 1 next week, it could be a good time to reflect on what exactly is going on. But it's good at the moment because what was the last entry, a week ago or something? Feels like it would have been a week ago, or around a week ago. I mean, that was big change, but bounced back from that pretty much straight away, which is just insane. I feel like when I document something, straight away something will come along and just say, no, that's kind of illegitimate now. But how to realise what exactly goes on when I'm thinking straight. So just I don't even know what to document at this point. It feels like I've gone through so much of the 4-month game, and I've learnt such an unbelievable amount, and now here I am. But I still have 2 months left. Wait, what day is it today? 7th. Okay, so a bit less than 2 months. And those are going to fly by. So what do we do from this point? This is exciting. This is quite exciting. What do I do? There will still be so much to learn, I guess. Or maybe because there's this plateau that's been reached, it's going to be hard to maintain my position up here. That's quite worrying to think about, how I need to keep doing that the whole time. But, well, you'll learn, won't you? So just go for it, What is this? Come on, really? This is just not fair, really, is it? Okay, enough of that. So, what is going on? Okay, so part 1 is coming to a close because things are happening. I'm relatively confident about part 1 now that I actually think about it. Should be fine. Part 2, right, 2nd of April. What happened on the 2nd of April? I remember that was a thing. Yeah, 2nd of April. That was, interestingly enough, what happened on the 2nd of April was a potential end to part 2. It did not end. In fact, it only got much better from there. Lessons were learned way up until this point. Until a couple of days ago. Now part 2 is potentially over for a much bigger issue that I cannot deal with. I don't know, I have to find a way to deal with it. The exciting thing is, if I can deal with this, then fuck knows what I can deal with. I probably said that before, I probably said that already, I don't know, but, well, there is the one step up from this, which is gonna, not gonna think about that, but that's the thing that happened for part 2. I have to just... I'm in the very same mindset of... wow, this is exciting to think about. So I'm in the not exact same, but a very similar to mindset to January 6th. So I have that same weight on me, and I know that can be lifted off because it did in January, but the situation is very different and much worrying now. The mountain to climb was so much smaller for January 6th. However, I feel the same sort of emotional weight now, even though the mountain is off the screen. It's crazy. So that's definitely a lesson that's been learned. But there are so many questions that need to be answered, and I just need to be patient, keep my composure as part 1 comes to a close, and part 3 can actually start again. That's important. But God, it's just a matter of being patient at this point. Be patient. I will find out hopefully soon whether something's going to go cataclysmically wrong. If that happens, I just don't know what I'm going to do. How am I going to deal with that? But if not, hopefully things will return to normal. Well, they'll never return to normal. They won't return to normal for a very long time, considering what happened. Let's be reasonable there. But yeah, that's what's happening. Apart from that, I don't know what to say. Apart from the fact that I've skipped on these so incredibly much because I simply have not had the time to do them. Simple as that. Whereas now, since part 1's coming to a close, I can gradually work my way back into getting this stuff down. But this is such a huge moment, probably the biggest moment in my entire life. So probably a good idea to, record this. Yeah, the 4-month game turned into a 1-month game, and now I don't know what is happening with that. Because I did not expect this sort of thing to happen. Yeah. Come on. Be reasonable with yourself. It's a waiting game at this point. I can't really do anything. I just have to wait until I hear a response. And then I have to figure out what to do from there. YouTube is now exploding the Aphex Twin video, more than my Boards of Canada video ever did, so that's pretty cool. Got like 3,000 views in one day, which is pretty insane. I'll feel much better when part 1 gets culled tomorrow a bit. Feeling like maybe working on part 3, now that YouTube is sort of exploding a bit, might be a good idea to distract myself from what's happening with part 2 at the moment. Really difficult. Yeah, so I'm working on something for part 3 already, and it's really something that I think I can be proud of when it's finished. In a way, it's just a waiting game to let time pass. I'll feel much better when tomorrow is over. And so, you know, we got to give credit where credit is due. I made it through the 4-month game. Really great fucking job, to be honest. Like, that was hard. That was really fucking hard, but that's concluded. That is over. The 4-month game is finished. Made it through that, which is impressive. But the outcome was so good that it really could go one of two ways. It could fluctuate between one of two ways constantly. With regards to part 2, that is. One is that since that has happened, I can sort of sit back and relax and say, look, at least I've done that, and it will happen again at some point, which I'm confident for because I know I can do it. However, the flip side of that is that I have to now potentially wait a whole another year before I can get into that again, and part 1 is going to be even harder than last year's part 1, which is like, how am I even going to manage that? I don't know. That's I must have said in a previous entry, like, 4-month game was starting. This is going to be the hardest thing that I will have ever done. It was, and I've done it. And then after that finishes, there'll be a bunch of new tasks. Well, the new task is just the same thing again, except tweaked a little bit, and now much longer. Potentially an indefinite amount of time. Maximum a year, I would like to think. But there's got to be a way to, like, not have it last a whole year, because that is just mental. Like, thinking about that really makes me upset, and, like, it's really hard to push through that, considering part 1 is going to be even harder. God. What we need to do here is we need to think about what part 2 was for the whole of last year, because that was an ongoing thing since essentially the very beginning of last year. By last year I mean academically, so that would be late September through until the very end of, the beginning of June, let's say. So it started, and then up until mid-December it was relatively sort of just like, oh, this is the thing that's going on, it's fine, you know, I can pretty easily deal with it. December 3rd, refer to that, like, you can refer to that countless times to see how crazily different the situation was. January there was a blip. I remember that was fucking hard, but I got over that, and that sort of picked its way back up until late January through until around, I don't know, late March, maybe. Actually, no, we're going to say late January through till April 2nd, which was definitely a phase of discovery and learning and stuff, which it worked. I mean, all of it worked in the long run, because the game ended and it worked. So what's happening here is that we're going from, like, no, there was a thing in, like, May 13th or something, wasn't there? So we might just have to wipe the slate clean and say, look, this is the new thing. Potentially a year-long game. Could be easier, could be harder, because we know, like, where we are in regards to what's going on. There isn't such a hasty need for progression anymore. But part 1, fuck me, that's going to be really hard. Really fucking difficult. Work out new tactics to, get around this, or maybe it's the fact that the game, like, just ended. That's why it's so hard right now. I'll adjust back into the usual routine, hopefully. But that thought of potentially being a year long with part 1 being harder is like just cripplingly scary. Because I mean, I have to do it. I have no choice. I keep saying that I have no choice in regards to these matters, because obviously I have to do them. But fucking how, fucking how. But I did the game, which is good. I mean, I must have said countless times that, if I can do this being something that happened in the past, then I can get through anything. Gotta keep coming back to that and realise that is true, I can get through this year. It might even be like a 6-month thing. Maybe. I don't like the whole uncertainty, because anything could happen with regards to part 1 interrupting with part 2, but silly thing to say, isn't it? If I can get through this, then I can get through anything, Because what if that thing just happens again, but it's twice as hard? Like, is that how it works? Things just progressively get more difficult, and you adapt somehow. Yeah, that's gotta be the case. Well, so, yeah, maybe saying if I can get through this, I can get through anything, that's a bit silly, because maybe one thing will come along that just is too difficult, but this is possible, somehow. I remember saying a while ago, like, are there going to be any answered to, Alright, never mind. Alright, what was I saying? So, yeah, there were loads of answers that were given after the game ended, like, just loads. I mean, the whole game is different now. It's a different kind of dynamic, because I'm, like, pretty certain that, I don't have much to worry about when it comes to the things I was worrying about before. But now the worry is much more worrying. Well, this is a rather massive turn of events. Just like that, the 6-month gap has turned into a 1-month gap. I will in fact be doing yet another game for a month. I mean, I'm honestly really confident in myself, which is great. I've learned so much over that 4-month game period that this last month is hopefully, there are going to be some things along the way that are going to be difficult, of course, but it's hopefully going to be an absolute breeze compared to the other one. Like, no part 1, really. I mean, I can dip my toes into it if I want to, but I'm really glad that I went through the 4-month game, paid off well, and now I'm able to do this again. Obviously, it's going to be pretty hard after that, time finishes. I'll be launched back into part 1 almost straight away, but I feel like that's good, because I need to take my mind off it as soon as it ends as much as possible. But, God, I mean, let's look at the dates here, shall we? So what was it? July 3rd. That would have gone July 3rd into 5.5 months on it. So let's say we're coming back 19th of September. Turns into a 3-month game as opposed to a 6-month game. That is like massive difference. Everything is so much easier with that. Overall, this is fantastic at the moment. This is good. This is really good. This is probably the best I've felt in this situation, like, sort of a long-ass time. Keep going, keep doing this. I will get rewarded, hopefully, as long as no bullshit happens. Like, there's have to be some pretty major bullshit, but let's go. Let's do this. Yep, okay, test. Come on, let's work. Okay, so this is 10 volume. Oh, that doesn't work when you progressively turn it up like that. What about that? Shit. Okay. 50, 50, 50. 50. Alright, come on, 75. 75. Okay, 66 it is. So, what is this? We have a new room, we have a new camera angle. This is not the camera angle. That was what I used from earlier. So, there we go, the defining camera angle of 2019 into 2020. This is it. This is me doing stuff for the 8th month game. 8 months. Bloody hell. It's the 4-month game, but for 8 months, and it's harder, I think. This is the room that I will be doing that from. It's nice, you know. I only just moved in, so let's see what we've got. We have this beautiful mirror where we can see everything in reverse. That's pretty cool. We have this window, which is really nice. Everything looks super, like margarine when you look at that. That's pretty interesting. Check that out. Okay, so yeah, desk space, Pikachu, bed, and we've got a slanted ceiling with lights. Okay, that's all we needed. Right, let's get some chair assembly going, shall we? Because look at this. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go, perfect. This is not the chair that we're going to be using. It's alright, it's got a cushion, but we're not going to... It's going to be the same thing as last time, you know. The chair was going to get banished to the corner of the room, and we're going to bring in something much more neat. Take a look at that. That means business, doesn't it? Oh, let's go. So, here we go. Need to find the legs. Alright. That wasn't smart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs. Wonderful. Okay, let's go. This is the legs. Here we go. Where'd I put the Allen key? Where'd I put the fucking Allen key, man? Telling me that it's on the desk the whole time. There you go. Okay, let's go. Nice little camera focus there, I appreciate that. Like, this is just a lesson in getting prepared. Like, I didn't even get the screws out. Luckily they're segmented into different Ziploc bags. So we need about, what is it, the one with most? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. Alright, let's go. Yeah. Just putting in the screws loosely for the beginning, and then I'll Allen key them in. I might as well do this first one now, I suppose. Which it's 7:01 now, so we have plenty of time. Obviously, I've got a lot of stuff to do, you know, socially with people. Obviously, because the year's just started. The academic year has just started. The final year. Oh man, who's gonna? There's no telling as to what the, you know, the diary videos from 2020 June onwards are gonna say. Don't know if I'll even do them at this rate. Two legs, very nice. How much space do I have on my hard drive? Okay, got 44 minutes. Good. This is a stubborn ass freaking screw is what this is. There you go. That's 6 legs is what it is. It's a spider chair. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. There really is no telling as to what's gonna be the, you know, the situation in 8 months. I mean, we should know, but you never know. Luckily, there won't be a camera angle change that's forecast. If you'll remember, last year there was a very bad setup with the screens, the monitors, one on top of the other. But now, you know, we've got the 2 desks at the right angle. We're going to have a nice chair. You know, everything's looking good so far. I can't see too many problems with this room. Right, with the bass, spins very nicely. That takes me back, flipping it. Alright, so now what we're doing the base of the chair. So this Ziploc bag, not to put your hands on. this is the base. I'm pretty sure that it goes on like that. See the little, this down bit is the slope for the back to go on. So it's going to go on like this. So I suppose the best thing is to put the base down and then put this. You see I just fucking touched it, but it didn't do anything. So that was lucky. Oh wait a sec, that's pretty smart. Take that out, turn that around. You see that's the right way. They weren't properly aligned last time. I was noticing it wasn't aligning properly, but now it is very, very flush. These ones were a bit more stubborn with the old Allen key. It's interesting really, isn't it? It's very interesting. We have ourselves, for all intents and purposes, a chair, but it has no back. Okay, come on, focus, there you go. I suppose the best thing to do now, right, I'm not entirely sure to go back to it, because just go into the arms. Maybe I need to put on the arms first. So, we've got some arms, that goes on this way. No, it doesn't, it goes on like that. And then these will go into the thing. Yes, that's right. Okay, so that should be these remaining screws. Get it in seemingly the right place, and then put that in just a little bit. If anyone can enlighten me what the hell this little thingy is for, this bit, please tell me, because all it does is get in the way. Don't suppose we have any Allen key pros in the audience today. Now we have 4 remaining screws, of which we put on the back. This can just slot in nicely. Move this down a bit. Yeah, now we're looking. Let's put in some screws. Yeah. Let's put these in the other side. This can go over there. And for completion's sake, let's open that one. Don't want to discredit myself. Give credit where credit's due, you know. People. A chair. Awesome. Really great. Already feeling good about this room, you know. I've only been here for like a bit over 24 hours, but I'm feeling, you know, confident about what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be doing it. So, that's a bit of a shame, that faded away. What was really cool was, see this little thing here? There you go, that light, that sort of parallelogram. That had some like rain shadows dripping off it from the street light over there. That was a really nice little thing. It's the little things in the room that count, you know. It's the little things like the bakery across the road. That's good. Something always feels a little bit off after going through all those old entries, old lists and stuff. You know, myself from November and December, because that was a really important... Well, the whole of last year was so formative, crazy. I'm not going to go through it all again, but with a much different attitude, because times have obviously changed. God, there was so much improvement made throughout that year. So, you know, good job, you know. I always feel a little bit like something's been dislodged after reading all that stuff. I feel like I'm back there at this very moment. I feel like I'm back in November, which is interesting because it doesn't really fit in well with the whole, you know, what happened over the summer. Selflessness, you know. Selflessness. I feel lonely right now, but in a way that's worth it. I don't know where the settings are to change the fucking exposure on the camera, so I don't know why it's so bright, but anyway. So my head's a little bit fucked. Could have been much worse. So what do we learn from this little game? What we learned is that no more alcohol, because there's no point really. I mean, when you get, you know, innocent little cat pillows fucked with a bit of vomit, that's not good. So we'll clean that up. And I don't have any alcohol in the house, and I have no intention really of having it because I'm always engaged doing something. I want to be on peak performance. I don't want that feeling of not being able to do something simply because. What did I do? I got some fresh air. I went out and got a box of food. Shout out to, I think the name was, Ibrahim, the guy behind the fucking packed this box to shit. Like, fucking hell, man. There's a lot of food in there. Got a lot of bang for my buck, that's absolutely. So, what we're doing, we're taking off my shoes, because I don't know why I still have them on. We're not exactly turning over a new leaf, we're just using common sense. And you know what I really fucking hate about illness or being ill? It's the bit in your head which is saying, God, wouldn't life be so great if you weren't ill right now? You would be able to, you know, watch films without having to constantly crane your neck because it hurts so bad. And then the moment you get well, you're like, you forget that appreciation completely and you just sort of, you know, think, oh, whatever. Why the fuck does it look like I'm sitting in a block of butter? Why, like, look at this shit. This looks like a green screen. What's going on with my hand? You see it, like, whatever. One thing I'm confused about is that the camera's fine now. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a sec, let me. I don't know, whatever, I don't know what camera was doing yesterday, but now we feel great. No problems with the neck. It was a hard night. It was a hard night last night because, you know, I couldn't get to sleep because of my neck. Like, every time I would sit still, I had to turn because the pain would build up, and then every time I moved my neck, it would hurt because, well, I'm moving it. So that was a bit of a pain, but managed to do a lot of part 2 in that time. I don't even worry about part 2 anymore, to be honest. Like, I've conquered that so well. I did such a good job on that last year that I am now feeling like a million times better about it. It's quite funny watching the old video diaries and, you know, seeing all the insecurities, whereas now I just feel, you know, take everything on my stride. So that's good. It's always good to work on it in the meantime. So I had to get up for something at 2 p.m. today and I managed to get there in time, but I woke up really late and that feels so bad, wasting the entire morning like that. Well, it wasn't wasted, I couldn't do anything about it. But we're going to probably start the thing now. So. Good thing today with part 1, managed to learn all I need to learn about PEXPECT or PEXPECT. So what we're going to do now, actually we're going to sit down first. We're going to make the sheet because we need to properly get into the swing of things. I haven't been set my entire workload yet, which is a bit irritating because I want to know how much I need to do, but we're going to do the ceremonial sheet creation. So let's go ahead. Let's see if I can orient this properly. Alright. Don't know how this is going to go. But the last time I did this, you'll remember I accidentally ripped a bit off the top. I can't really do this while holding the... let's get a better angle. Come on. There we go, you know that'll do. Okay. I didn't rip it this time. That might be a good omen. So, away goes the bucket pad. In my hand goes the pen. So... we have many columns this time. I'm trying to think what columns we have. So, alright, start with Sysec, FinTech, I can show it afterwards, Animation, Japanese, We won't put Japanese at the end because I'm going to put this one. Not entirely sure what to name this one because it's like undefined. We'll just put IP, individual project. So, CISEC, we have 100, FinTech 100, Animation 200, Japanese 200, and IP we're not going to give a number to because there's no like set hours, sorry. So, CISEC we did 2 hours today. I'm going to start counting from now because it's always good to, underestimate the amount that you've done. FinTech, I'm not going to put anything. I'm not going to put anything for that. Animation, I'm not going to put anything Japanese. I'm going to start on after I've logged this. So, here we have... Oh wow, look how bad that camera is. Flipping heck, that is diabolical. It looks like I'm holding a sheet of bright light. What if I move this? Wow, that's actually a real letdown. I do want to get that, so what we're going to do is this. There you go, you can just about read that. How about that? Yeah, there you go, that'll do. CISEC, FinTech, Animation, Japanese, we're going to be looking at that a lot. Yeah, we're officially doing this now. We're doing part 1 for a second time. This is it. Anything else that I need to say? Oh yeah, it felt good knowing that my neck had healed. See, this right here, this is iconic. This is truly, truly iconic. The neck pain is back. It's not as bad, I can still walk, but like, you're noticing that I'm not exactly tilting my head along, the y-axis of my neck. Sorry for putting it in such a horrible fucking way, but like, I don't know what is going on. Did I fucking do something while I was, completely wasted that has forced this, thing to happen? I mean, if this happens tomorrow, I'll be pretty pissed. Because it's, just come back in the last hour. Doesn't really make any sense. I don't get why it's back, but it is. Not the worst thing in the world. You can still do stuff in your bed. You can read things on your phone. You can work on your phone. It just means you have to keep moving around. And your pain in the neck is what it is, exactly. Okay, so now I actually finally have a dedicated webcam recorder that isn't Sony Vegas inbuilt record capture thing. So much quicker for me to just get things down. Not going to edit them the moment I make them because I don't really have the drive to, but anyway, so in order to get through the sheet as fast as possible, doesn't work writing on there. We have a new schedule, and it's like I can't believe it's been I haven't learnt my lesson in a year, basically. All these old clips about get up early, do the thing, and get up early and do stuff. It's still just wasted on me. I don't understand it. However, there is an interesting perspective that comes to mind when watching these old videos from last year. Is that it gives me the impression that I was working constantly. I wasn't, but it looks like I was. It looks like I was working all the fucking time, constantly thinking doing cafe every single day. That's not true. I was only going 2-3 times a week maximum, I think. So I still have the mindset that I worked harder last year than I did this year, and this year is much more important, which is really weird. So got to challenge myself in the same way, Come on. But yeah, it's different now because of part 2 being. You can't keyframe pivots. You can't keyframe pivots in Maya. You can't keyframe pivots. Why not? You have a pivot position. You have a keyframe position. You have a pivot position that you should be able to keyframe, and you can't for some reason. So I've just spent fucking ages trying to get this to work. Hopefully I can actually put a clip in, because I'll be doing all the editing in post, without realising that the fucking pivot point, it's supposed to be rolling along the floor, something like that. It moves, whatever, we'll go from right to left. So it goes from here, goes to here, then the pivot point moves over to here, so it just repeats the same thing, across the floor. But it would just leap to the end point each time, and just loop doing that, as opposed to rolling, because the pivot point
goes straight to the end, and I wasn't keyframing the pivot, which is a bit stupid of me, I realise that now, but I thought I was moving it at the time progressively. Obviously it's not how it works, because it gets overwritten the moment it finished, so I have everything like perfectly set up to do it. If Maya could keyframe pivot, but it can't. So that's a fucking pain in the ass. I mean, this thread is from like how to animate a rolling cube. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh wait, no, this is a this isn't a script thing. I'm scripting this. I'm not going to do it by hand, because scripting, 1, it's cooler, 2, I learn more, and 3, I can show it off in my report. What does that even do? Like, it's just translating it. It's not really doing anything. I'm going to use locators. Use some parent constraints, you know. Put a locator, 2 locators, maybe even just 1 locator. Let's draw something. So this is something hopefully I'll be able to remember. Right. So we have a cube, and we're going to draw it just like that. Profile shot of a cube, and then through the depth of this, if I actually redo that. So you just have this cube, and along I don't know, one of these lines in the middle, that point where the X is. That's where locator is going to be, and then there's going to have. I haven't done any parent constraints yet, so I'm a bit iffy as to how to do this. But I'm guessing you make this cube a child of this parent, and then you must be able. Surely you can. If I remove any fire. I mean, yeah, you're just translating. Obviously, you can keyframe translations. So that's what we're going to do. It's currently 9 o'clock, or 5 to 9. Hopefully by the end of the evening I'll have this finished, because I've been working like, I mean, today's allocated animation slot has been entirely dedicated to doing this, which has been very fruitless because I only just found out you can't actually do it that way. So that's something I'll be able to milk in my report. Probably be able to milk that, and then we'll see what happens. This is the room. This is the room. So what's happened? Part 2. Something pretty big happened. But guess what? All of the shit that was going on in February, April, random variables and all that paid off very nicely, because I do not feel anywhere near as bad as I should do about the situation. I feel mostly fine. It's pretty interesting, you know. I really wanted some resilience to random shit, and now I feel like I've got it, you know. I feel like, I mean, it still sucks. It feels pretty good. It feels good that I'm 100% much stronger than I was then. I feel like I was fucking nothing then, like so vulnerable to everything, you know, whereas now I feel more in control of what's going on. So, yeah, this is the room. I mean, look at this. I wish this webcam would pick this up. Is this gonna... Right, let's see. So, yeah, I mean, you can't really glean much from that, can you? This is as far as the USB cord will stretch. I mean, when I look at it, there's this lovely warm orange streetlight glow that's being reflected through all the raindrops. And then over there, I mean, you can just see my shadow, right? Can't you? You can see my hand move. That looks really nice. There's lots of intricate patterns, but webcams are not going to pick that up. It's just a shit ton of fucking scan lines, whatever those are called, even though they're vertical. But, I mean, that just looks like one of my old pictures. Just looks like really washed out, but it's nice, you know. That'll be something that I miss, no doubt about it. Something that I will miss when I leave here. Enjoy the room. You know, enjoy the room. Enjoy the room while it lasts. Every little feature about it, slanted ceilings, and lights. These lights can move. Do something with that. I don't know. Good room. It's a good room. I just got a momentary thing where I was like, well, this is where I am, you know. I've been here for a month. I've been here for a whole month now. Day today is the 24th, isn't it? I've been here for a month and a day. That's interesting. It sure as hell doesn't feel like it. Time's flown by so fast. I have no idea where October's gone. I mean, it's not over yet. It's going fast. That's great, you know. I mean, it's worrying on the work front, because, I mean, I'm getting work done, which is good. Not as much as I'd like to, but I'm just running out of energy so quickly, especially with all this random shit but I'm feeling alright about the work. Part 1, that is. I should be referring it in parts. Apart from that, I don't know really. It's weird. It's really weird. Like, I feel like it all kicked in around November. November 19th springs to mind. That was the thing that happened. November 9th or November 19th. That was a thing. I started the sheet 13th of November? Something like that, I don't know. Gotta, just keep going. Complete different sort of atmosphere than it was to last year, because things have established themselves now. Very much a continuation of May, but a few things changed over this. I still feel like talking, still feel like saying stuff. My mic, I realise the gain is way down on my mic. There's a chance this isn't bothering picking up anything, so that's a bad thing. I don't know. Tomorrow's a tough day. Lots going to happen tomorrow, probably. Most likely tomorrow anyway. Depends how I feel. I'm going to edit all these in post, right? All these are going to be edited in post. Probably when I'm finished. Or something fucking massive happens, like potential end to part 2, which is what happened April 2nd and May 11th. That's like when things need to come together. But for now, everything's just sort of floating around and it's fine, really. I can't complain too much. And let me open this. Continue. Main camera. What do we got? Punch through the door. Need to do a second animation layer. Yeah. What comes there? Does the thing. So what have we got so far? We have a squash and stretch. You see that? That's a good mathematical squash and stretch. So that's what we have at 2 o'clock. I have to do 4 hours today. That's the absolute minimum. We're going to see what we have in 4 hours. Doesn't matter if it's stuff that I'm going to have to like rehash later. I've done 200 frames, 232 frames. That's pretty good. That's like almost halfway through the animation. I have 500 frames. Come on, let's go. Easy, easy. I swear to God, I owe so fucking much to this, mate. Like, no, it really does help me so fucking much when it comes to working and doing anything. I remember last year, November 8th, I think it was, that was when I fixed the share thingy, the vertices. That was a year ago, fuck me. Well, anyway, soon I'm going to be going back to the place where I listened to this in the car. I know what I'm talking about. That's going to be real good. That's going to be a moment and a half. But there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things. Fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell. Right. Made a long video of me cleaning the room. Video corrupt because it blue screened when I went downstairs to clean the stuff that was over there. I ate 3 bananas. I filmed another video explaining it didn't work. I filmed another one saying the mic was off. And that one, the mic was also off because it was set to record from line 2 as opposed to the Yeti mic. So now it's recording. I don't have to make another video to clarify that. It's really fucking annoying. But I'm playing really hard right now. I can't remember what I said in that video. It was a long video. I said a lot of things, a lot of important things I wanted to get down. So shoot Magma tomorrow. Nice place. Look at Google Images. 3 bananas. Room is basically clean. I need to do laundry. Please say this is recording. Please. Whoa, yeah, look at me go. Look at this incredible footage of me talking with no sound because I recorded it and then didn't put the clip in. Didn't check whether there was any audio because it was recording from line 2 as opposed to the Yeti mic the entire time. So that long video I made, which is corrupt, wouldn't have had any audio. So I'm kind of glad I found out that way as opposed to, looking at the video and being like, oh shite, there's no audio. Ooh, look at me go. Look at me talk about stuff. You'll never know what I'm talking about. I can't even remember what I was talking about in that video. Look at my hand. My hand's going crazy. Look, there's some bananas. There's me thinking about some bananas. Yeah. Camera adjustment. Look at that bowl. It needs cleaning. And here is no context, me eating a banana. That's awesome. That's really great, isn't it?
Look at me go. Look at me fucking go. You'll never know where I was recording this banana. Yep. Not really sure why no one's using this room at the time. Been in this room the whole day. In the last 2 hours, I've just been the only one in here. The whole building seems very lonely. Not many people study at this hour. It's quite nice. Got a lot of space to yourself. This is the place, you know, it's crazy to think that. Like, this is the room. This is what's happening right now. This is the exciting moment of everything coming together. A month ago, I was very, very apprehensive for if this moment would ever come. I really wanted it to, and here it is. I'm working on this, and I'm doing this, so that's good. Look at that. No one. Not a soul in sight. We're done. Well, one of it's done. The animation is the first part's done, just like that. The assignment has been submitted. Feels like nothing. Feels like absolutely nothing. I mean, you know, this is the time to soak in the moment of this is last year repeating itself. That famous video of the Firefox thing going back and forth for half an hour. Sigh of relief at the end. I couldn't do that this time around because there were people in the room. So you've got my hand doing some sort of et voila kind of thing. So that's that. This this is the feeling I have defining the moment around animation, first part finishing. After all those hours. What a cock tease. Oh, nothing. This is just me drinking. This is just me drinking the drink. That's all I'm doing. I want to upload a YouTube video. It's a sleep mix. Not even changing. There we go. So I want to upload this video, but Sony Vegas just doesn't want to continue rendering it. It just always stops around the 70% mark, which is really. And I'm having the drink. If my camera would like to, there we go. I'm having the drink. What a week. It's been I don't know, like me, Vegas. I'm telling you now, right? Just like that is going to be over. Just like that. You can listen to all the songs that send you back to early August as much as you want. It'll be over. We'll feel really soon. We're already finishing week 8, for goodness sake. Week 8! Week 8! Like, it's already coming to a close. And the next weeks are obviously going to go by quickly as well because there's so much to do. It would actually, there we go. It would actually be unreasonable to think like, oh, it's going to feel like it's going to take forever. No. This time has gone by so fast. Like, it's surely going to come so soon. I'm going to be there in the airport. I can stare out that window as much as I want. That'll only make time go by slower, so I should probably refrain from doing that. Yeah, I mean, thinking of it in one lump sum, like, there's so much to do between now and then. But, like, each day, like, I had no idea I'd be able to solve the entire task for system security in, like, a matter of, like, an hour? It really didn't take that long at all. That's going to save so much time. So really, all that's on the plate now is getting the animation done. I mean, reflective, we have a lot of time for that, given how quickly the technical part's finished. It's just animation. Like, Japanese isn't even a thing until the very end, in which case the anticipation levels, you know, just so low. Alright, got a freaking badass setup right here. 3 studio displays might be a little bit overkill, but we are rendering out a test. It's not the final thing, but time has just gone by, you know? It's already
nearing the end of week 10. So many things happened over that first period in last year, but this was just a continuation of that, and I already knew what I was doing and how I was supposed to do it. And it's just like, I haven't got anything exciting to document, I'm just doing it. A bit sad, really. I do miss that emotional roller coaster quite a lot. But I've got that feeling, you know, that feeling of just, that feeling of knowing that I'm not going to miss this year as much as every other year. But obviously that's not true. Of course I'm going to miss it. I missed last year the most, to be honest. Last year was incredibly important to me. I feel like this year nothing's happening, it's just working. No development, just application of previous development. But I know that's not true. I'll miss something. Don't know what it is, but I'll know I miss it. I'm not recording it to know what I'm missing though. It's a bit sad. It's honestly a bit sad. Oh well. What can you do? Just do it. Here's a drive clone process, so bit shite really. This Toshiba drive, I think it's failing because there's a lot of like reallocated sectors, I think is what they're called. I didn't know until about a week ago. So I got a new Western Digital Blue hard drive that I'm playing all that shite to, and then remove that Toshiba drive. I didn't have it backed up anywhere as well, so that's good that I'm actually doing that. Funnily enough, this is actually the first time I've ever done anything involved with computer internal parts. I've never connected a SATA cable, well now I have, but this fucking drive bay is too small. It's advertised as a 3.5 inch drive, and guess what? It is exactly 3.5, so it just about, you know, the size of it, it's too small. It's just about too small. It's the exact same size as the hard drive, so the hard drive can't slide in, because obviously these bars take up the 3.5 inches space. So that's a bit shy. Yeah, we're just doing that. I don't know how long it's going to take. Still don't really have anything to say. I've got 2 fucking weeks left. 2 weeks left. 2 weeks. And then that'll be the end of teaching block 1. I feel like I've done absolutely fucking, well, not fucking nothing, but the amount of progress made with regards to part 2 specifically was, you know, monumentally big in teaching block 1 and 2 of last year, but now it's just, you know, coasted by on the same level, which, I mean, is fine, because it's exactly what you'd expect, because I fucking worked my ass off trying to get there, so that's good. It just isn't really much for me to say to myself. Part 1 is just doing it, you know, like, what the fuck do you want me to say? I've got what I need to do. I know what I'm doing. Nothing's exciting, I'm just doing it. The reward will come when it's finished. God, year 3 was fucking crazy, Jesus Christ. Year 3 was the shit. Oh, what's that? That just did something. You can't even read that because it's 720p, but might not even be focused either, but okay, it's actually cloning now. It's resting on a Yeti stand, so that's not optimal, but okay, let's add this to a zip, and let's call it AS. Okay, does that have everything in it? Yeah, it does. AS169.mp4. It says production. If this works, yes, it does. Okay, this is the one. Back, dance, browse. Okay, submit. Now, if I remember correctly, it took a while to actually do anything when I press the submit button. You'll see that the thing is not moving from side to side, implying that it's done, but it's not redirected me to the other page. So what it's actually doing right now is it's up for debate. Don't know if it's doing anything. Don't want to press that button again in case. Oh, look at my camera focus. Fucking hell. Yeah, no idea if that's done anything. Okay, let's do it again. Nope, nothing. Okay, let's see if it's uploaded it. Nope, it hasn't. It's just staying there. Well, guess I'll have to get the phone stand out and set it up. Hopefully I don't, you know, I'll try and have this directed towards the screen while I reach for the... Move this out of the way. Oh! Success! Your submission appears on this page. The submission confirmation number is... Copy and paste this as proof. Okay. That's that. Why is it so loud? Why? Yeah, it's updating in real time. Hello. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. What about now, huh? No, it's too loud. Okay, yeah. So I reset Windows is what I did. Filmed about 50 different things where I said I reset Windows and I did some stuff. Mic wasn't on. Camera wasn't recording the correct mic. The app I have to change because when I use Vegas, the lag stuff. So now this is the video, hopefully. Last teaching vlog one didn't seem to have any importance to it, but now we're going into new territory, so we're starting this again. Okay, so you see this, right? Wait, what? Hang on. New apps will save to G. New documents will save to C. Okay, nowhere in here do you see the letter D in the drop downs, okay? Just G and C. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop and then restart the video straight away. And then we're going to, well, I'm not going to move it first. We're just going to go to my PC and see if it's saved into the right place. Okay, that folder's empty. I don't have permission to access my own folder, even though I'm on an administrator account. So let's go to the D drive, which is fucking broken. Where was it? I don't know. Pictures, camera roll. What time is it now? 1840. You see this fucking shite, right? You see that? That was the video I just took. I don't want it to save to the D drive because the D drive is fucked, mate. Save to the G drive, please, or the C drive. I don't care. It's just there's going to be loads of lag. I've noticed that when I record to the D drive, it always desyncs my voice in the fucking webcam. We're going to see if that has happened. Like right now, I'm going to put it into Vegas. Okay, here's what I'm doing now. I'm recording with the old classic Vegas capture. We're dropping frames, but that's to be expected. I think this is saving to the G drive, which should be fine. So I will stop this and take a look. Well, that test seems rather reasonable and dropped a frame. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so now I will simply do something for a minute, I suppose. Let's see if that's lining up. Hopefully that is. Oh, I'm dropping frames now, but this is saving to the G drive. I checked. I wonder if the mic's picking that up. Treating myself a bit today. Wasn't worth it. Alright, we're a minute in and we're 600 frames down. Dropped, that is. We're going to stop. And then we're going to take a look. Right, okay, it would appear that this method worked for those last two times, so hopefully now I can demonstrate what I wanted to demonstrate before, but I was using the camera app and that was saving to the D drive, but now I'm using Vegas. So we've got this show back on the road. Now we are going to demonstrate something. Hopefully I can do it with the same level of prowess I did last time, because that was quite fortunate that was the way that panned out. But anyway, you see this, right? Scales. I will now simply stand on the scales. Let's see. There I am, standing on the scales. Never mind the fact I'm wearing clothes. Alright, you see that? 151.6 pounds. Alright, now I will put it down. Now I will wait for it to reset. And now I will stand on it again. That's how fucking good at weight loss I am. That is how fucking good, mate. Fuck P90X, mate. This is real shit, dude. Fucking, yeah. Oh, what was that? I was just Googling the benefits of drinking water, of which I'm sure you know there are many. It's always good to have those little things where it's effortless, but you know it's good for you. Fuck it. Tastes good too. Feels good to drink water. In fact, 15 benefits of drinking water. Particularly, it flushes body waste. I'm sure that's very important. But anyway, Do easy things that make you feel better. One of those is drink water. I don't know what exactly the other ones are at this point. If I really thought about it, then maybe I'll be able to tell you, but... Drink water. Okay, we're on the phone now. Unfortunately, like a flipping moron, I forgot my phone stand, which I really needed. I have no idea how I forgot that. But anyway, this is the unfortunate drive. It really is on its last legs. So bad that I'm cutting off its life support. Goodbye, Toshiba SATA drive. I'm sure you've stored many an important file. But, fucking get out of there, you fucking... There you go. Yep. Goodbye. Put grub on that drive that you just removed. You put fucking grub on that drive. So, I mean, I had a lot of problem get grub to work. Like when I tried to install Arch. But I already had grub from when I used Mint. So I just like used fucking OS Probe or whatever and put Arch onto that grub boot menu. So we're just going to set Windows boot manager to be the very first thing. And I will worry about grub later. Hopefully this, I mean, there's no reason why this shouldn't work. Watch how quickly this loads. There's the first screen. The screen always takes a bit longer. There you go. That's so much faster than when it was fucking... Right, if I see any problems, any coughs, any splutters from this piece of shit Windows 10, then what the fuck am I gonna do, mate? Fucking nothing. Deal with it, I guess. Remember to drink water. Remember to drink water. I'm mean compromise is what I'm doing. This Vegas works so fantastically on this new Windows. I need to turn this down because you'll probably hear it through the headphones. Compromise. What the hell? I can still... Is it really that loud? I can do some things on Linux. If I really need to, I'll do something on Linux if Windows is choking. Otherwise, I'm just going to use Windows. As much as I would love to just keep using Linux and learn more and more, because it feels good to use. You feel in much more control, but at the same time you don't, because it's pretty complicated trying to... I don't need Vegas to work on Linux. I should honestly just try to find good freeware. Find some good freeware for any software package that I need. Embrace the freeware. That's what I should be doing. But for now, Windows. The anticipation's building up. You know, I'm going to be getting into work again on Monday, and fuck knows what's happening because my supervisor's not fully arranged yet. I shot him an email. Let's just see what happens. Until then, I've realised that it only feels good taking a break when you know that you've still got work that you need to do. Like setting work for yourself, even if... So if you start a break, and just setting work for yourself sometimes doesn't work, but if you have to do work and you don't do it, then it feels good to take a break. Really awkward situation, but thankfully I'm not actually fucked. I'm just taking things a bit slow. I just want the fucking animation mark back is what I want. I fucking need that, man. It is 11:54 as you can see. Again, this is too loud. So, here's what I'm doing. I'm starting the 4-month game again. Another 4-month game. The ending's going to be much more important, and the 4 months leading up to it's also going to be more important. But I feel fine about it because I've done all that before. So I guess it's starting again. And anyway, nothing to do really. Got just some John Cassavetes to watch, that's about it I guess. 100 days, as it turns out. That's what the little number means below the date. 100 days. I haven't really done anything today because I haven't been told shite as to what to do. Don't even know if I have a proper supervisor yet. But tomorrow things will be cleared up a bit. Tomorrow, it's always tomorrow, isn't it? It's always tomorrow, never today. God, I'm dying for this to be over already, mate. No, come on, this will be exciting. This is bound to be exciting. I like the fact that it's 100 days on the dot. I want to be in the fucking weeds, man. Get that clipped. Get that one clipped. Basically a dream involving the conclusion to part 2 happening just like all of a sudden. And that kind of fucked me up a little bit, but that's fine.
That's fine. Good to remember that. With regards to part 1, a little bit uneasy, but I'm getting myself into the weeds a wee bit. Just a bit. Thankfully, I probably weaned myself way off the business course and onto the research course because I'm not some fucker who just wants money. So, keep going at it. You gotta start part 3 soon though. It's worrying. That's super fucking worrying. Not the same part 3 as last time. Don't know if that can happen at all, really. Okay, so here is what's going on. Let's give some context here because this is actually important now. Everything before was just fucking nothing. This is real life stuff, not university bubble stuff. So here's what's going on. I have 4 months, well actually 96 days of my course left, which is a 4 years master's course for computer science at Bristol. Now you'd think that that's pretty great, right? You know, seems a little bit prestigious. You know, Bristol Computer Science Masters. I still feel like I know fuck all for any of this, and getting graduate jobs for the US seems incredibly intimidating. I can't see any positives for myself that other people don't have. I feel very much useless, and it is incredibly stressful trying to think about this as well as everything else, part 1 and part 2 specifically. So why the US, right? I don't know how much I want to go into detail about this, but I really do need to be in the US with a job and a place within at least 6 months. Otherwise I've fucked up and I will never forgive myself for that, really. Or it will take a bloody long time for me to forgive myself. So I somehow need to do this. I somehow need to find a job. I need to get a sponsored visa for the US and then find a place to live and then be able to sustain that job and not fuck it up, make a living out of that. And it's ridiculous. It's so stressful. This is it. This is the big thing. This is not just some stupid ass assignment that I was worried about. This is fucking it. I'm a bit scared that it took a dream to do that, to move me to properly get into this now, but fucking hell, this is scary as shit. I feel like I know nothing. I feel like I have no skills that other people don't have. Everywhere you look, it's like computer science. Everyone wants computer science. That'd be easy. No, mate. I've not got long. That 96, that's how long I've got, basically. Maybe a little bit more. Fuck me, man. This is it. This is where it really starts. God, fuck me, man. This is the fucking real life stuff now. This is it. So much stress in every single way. Fucking cool is what I am. God, that dream that I had last night fucked me up, man. Fucked me up so much. To the point where my paranoia of fucking this up has just gone through the roof, and I've actually done something about it. I've really just adhered super hard to this schedule that I've just made for myself because I cannot stand the thought of failure of this. Fucking hell, man. What would have happened if I hadn't had that dream? Would I just be more and more fucked later on? I mean, at least I had that, and it really spurred me on to actually do this stuff. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking hell. 95. Alright. It feels slightly better now that I've freaked out and thought about it so much, sort of last night and sort of nowish. But fuck me, man. It's hard. This is. I'm not ever going to say if I can do this, I can do anything ever again, because it just keeps getting harder. And it keeps getting more worrying all the fucking time. Right, so I am going to have to edit these in post, which is really annoying, because Vegas, the license just disappeared for the first one, and the second one it crashes a lot, so I have to use the video capture program and then edit them in post later. I don't know when I'm going to have to do that, but we need to divide this into 3 topics. I think. Wait, what is it? 3 topics? One of them is just Android development. Just your simple Android development. XML, Java, that side of things. I don't really know what to do for that at the moment. Second is research. Research into the field of how to implement a recommender system, as well as how to quantify well-being, as well as quantify how effective a recommender system is. The third one, what was the third one? I think that was the wearable, but I don't have the wearable yet because I haven't been given it, which is really annoying. And apart from that, there's doing coding interview questions, getting used to all this fucking shit that I should have learned years ago, but I only just now realised that you can work past 10 p.m, so I actually have more time to actually do stuff. I don't know what was in my head that made me think I could stop working after 10 p.m. all those previous years, but like, it's crazy to think that that used to be my mindset, you know? Why stop when you could keep going, you know? Okay, so what's going on right now, or what has been going on actually for the past 2 days, I want to say, is something that I tried to document properly in about, what was it, May 13th last year, something around that time, May 11th maybe, May 11th, was something terrible that happened, and that to a lesser extent has happened again, but I am not fazed by it at all. I'm not fazed by it at all. Can't tell if that's bad or not. Should I be? I should be, right? I should be very, concerned, and no, I feel like a lot of my time has been freed up. So this is something that I should be doing every day, and I have been doing for the last year and a bit. Now that I don't have to do it, I've really lifted off a weight. Not sustainable though. Weird, that is. Weird. Right, this is the plan. The plan is that I have 2 months that I've set aside for this. 2 months to get through this book. The coding interview book that everyone's heard of. 2 months to properly understand all of the concepts that it covers, all of the main ones that is. So chapters, 1 to 5 and 7 to 10. I mean, I've got 2 months for that. I've got about a week, just under a week for each topic. I'm starting with bit manipulation because I've looked at the other ones before it. I've done a little bit, but I still don't understand them properly, so I'm having a fresh start here, and then I'm going to loop back around. If in 2 months I haven't got this down properly, I have failed. Simply put, I am a failure if I've not been able to do that in 2 months, because that's when I need to start applying for jobs in America. At the same time, I somehow need to deal with doing my dissertation, which is also it's all consuming. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually do both at the same time is a bit tricky, as well as Japanese, but that isn't too bad at the moment. There's a 2-month ultimatum. If I don't have this properly understood in 2 months, if I haven't solved a significant amount of fucking elite code hacker rank shit, then I failed. Simple as that. What's important is that I do weekly updates. Need to do weekly updates because quite a lot's happened this week, and that needs to be the way every single week. So, what's happened? So with regards to the app, know how to do like API fetches. So I'm going to have a Fitbit. I'm going to need to use the API to fetch the information from the Fitbit, or more precisely the Fitbit web database to the phone, because you can't do Bluetooth data transfer from the Fitbit to the phone. So I know how to do that through the API. I started, let's say for the last week I've been doing the coding interview. I did a tiny bit before that, but I don't think that counts. So that is quite a bit of progress. What else have I done? Quite a lot of reading on recommender systems and well-being research. I think that's about it, but I need to be more precise next time. So I need to do the daily progress document again, starting tomorrow. I will see what I have tomorrow. I mean, I could obviously just look at the GitHub commits, but that's only for the app, so. Yeah, I'm not going to play the audio for this one. I know what it is, and this is mainly for me, so yeah, it covers a very touching subject that I shall not play here. But yeah, well. Okay, now is the time to get recording again. I slacked off for the last month or a bit, probably more, but like with this whole fucking coronavirus shit, I'm not going to be able to travel to the US for a long time. Probably going to have to stay indoors just by myself a lot. I'm going to be going home soon. Home is into family home, and I'm going to have to do all my uni work at home. And it's not looking good. Trust this to happen, you know. I was just thinking 2 more months, you know. 2 more months of this 8-month game until you can go back to the US. And now, God knows, it's just more uncertainty, more of not knowing what is going to happen. No idea when I'm going to be able to go there next. No idea what this means for the future of having a life there. It's all just so weird that this is happening. Unbelievable bad luck. I mean, everyone's going through this. So. But yeah, I need to finish my breakfast. I need to get some water, and I need to do my work, I guess. I had the last week off. I didn't end up because we worked something out, and that's still something I want to work towards. But with this, you know, with this travel ban thing coming up, and I don't know, it's just so worrying. Like, what the hell's going to happen? So I don't actually know the next time I'm going to be here, really. This is Friday, and I can talk as loud as I want because I'm the only one in the house, and I have been the only one in the house for quite a while. I mean, I genuinely don't know if I will come back here, like, at all, really. I mean, I'll obviously have to pick some stuff up, but this is just a really weird way to end this chapter. I had such a huge plan of what I was going to do is go to Taka, buy a sort of souvlaki, like pork wrap, and then go up to this little church area. Well, not really a church, it's like a sort of abandoned holy building. I don't even know if it's a church. I guess it is. Sort of, well, I know what I'm talking about. I was going to go there, listen to something, sit there, and think that's the year passed, and then I would have gone off to Tennessee, and that would have been it. But I mean, no, that's just not happening. It might be fucking 1.5 years until I could go to Tennessee. It was supposed to be 2 months until it was gonna finish, but no, it's probably, the travel ban's probably gonna be lifted way later. So I guess this is me ending the fucking chapter. I'm just filming the house. I don't know when I'm going to come back here. I don't know what memories really I've formed here. I've definitely not filmed as much. I mean, I haven't been maintaining my vlog at all, simply because I just couldn't be fucked, really. I just didn't feel like it was worth it, didn't feel necessary. Felt like I was progressing enough without having to, you know, make things clear about what I was doing. But, like, I mean, I feel like now's the time, because things are only going to get lonelier and lonelier. 1.5 years, you've just got to be fucking kidding me, haven't you? Right? Because, like, what was it? It was a 4-month game, which was, looking back on it, fucking nothing. 4-month wait. Absolutely nothing. Then there was this 8-month game, which I was doing right now, which had 2 months left. I was gonna, you know, fucking do the work, finish it off nicely, and there would have been such an amazing sense of closure of just, like, you know, work's finished, now I'm off to Tennessee, and that's fucking it. That is the end of my uni chapter. But now my motivation's been running so low due to coronavirus, and I can barely get any work done just thinking about how it's going to be 1.5 years. So the game has just, there was an 8-month game, now I'm going into a essentially 18-month game. Fuck me, 18 months. That's just not. Okay, so this is the grounds to start recording now. I say that every single fucking time, like, oh, now you need to start recording, mate. Now is when. Because you need some support, and you need to be able to open a book and then close it, you know? Like, you've got a journal that you start, knowing that you've got a long journey ahead of you, and then when you reach that final page, or that final line of writing, then it's like, right, that is it. That is the end. This is the start right now. This really needs to be the start. Like, because, God, it's just so daunting. The start is the end of me being here. Ignore the fact there's a fucking chair in this
bath. It's just built, adds character to the room. Fucking just not really much to this room, to be honest. But and then down here, if I can actually see, here are the steps leading to the front door, and there's the green light, and then that's pretty much it. But fucking hell, it's just the strain of thinking, you know, that there's even more uncertainty piled onto the existing uncertainty that there was. It's just like more uncertainty, more time to wait, no closure. Oh, it's just such a pain. It really is. Really feels like the higher power acting against me. But there's a higher power acting against everyone. It's fucking coronavirus. Everyone is going through this. Everybody is in the same boat. And that is good in the way that we can all support each other, and I can try and find different ways of support. And obviously, fucking hell, can you imagine the amount of growth that you're going to go through after this period? Can you fucking imagine? So much is going to happen. You're going to grow so much after this. Just think of what you were before you started year 3 and think of what you are now. Fucking master of resilience when it comes to certain things. But now's the time to give myself some credit for the achievements I've made. Now's the time to start fucking recording and get things going, you know. Find motivation, do the things that you need to do, and put this together into a big compilation at the end of it all, because who fucking knows? I mean, by the time I put this together, I might even have like 5,000 subscribers on YouTube or something, and more people will be able to potentially learn from my mistakes or learn from whatever methods I'm using to get through this. It's quite a nice way to end it. Come on, one more time. There we go. I think a cloud must have burst right above us.
It usually doesn't come onto that.
Well, it is now. I don't mind it.
Oh my god.
Just lock this out. I don't know if your phone's going to capture that rain, you know. I can see it right through the viewport. It just looks like snow.
Yeah, it does look like snow.
And now all the buildings are shiny.
It looks a lot like snow.
Finally, Jesus Christ. Right, we're doing this again. Yep. This is it. This is the proper fresh start. Part 1 completely over, part 2 completely over, unfortunately. But this is it. I'm looking into the camera this time. I'm not looking at my viewport constantly. I'm looking in the camera. I wanted to do a whole big thing of showing this nice rainfall that was going on outside, but there was no rainfall really. It just sort of was disappointing, basically. No other way to put it. Anyway, I was watching the other day an interview where this comedian was basically talking about how he was so afraid of the edit because the edit could fuck up the whole show, you know, because that's what the people see. And it made me realise I'm the one in control of my own fucking edit. I can do whatever I want with my own life and edit it in a way that I want to, and that's what I'll remember, and that's how I'll see it, and that's how I'll learn. And I'm gonna make this fucking edit, dude. No idea what's gonna happen. There's no part 1 or part 2 or part 3. It's crazy. It's completely gone. It's out the window. But yeah, so here's the situation. We're in this room. You may have seen it before. There's that wall. I'm looking at the viewport now. That wall and that wardrobe, you're going to really see an awful lot of that, as well as that a green box. Here's a bed. Here's some windows. Here's the computer. The monitors, should I say, Jesus Christ. And then here's the door. I'm going to be in this room a whole lot. Don't think that I'm trapped in this room, but I want to get out of it. That's like the mission here. Get out of this room. Now you may think, oh, just open the door, mate. No, I mean out. If you see me doing recordings that are away from this room for a long time, something big has happened, is what you can tell. But for now, I'm in this room, and it's quite a nice room. We're doing this again. We're properly doing this. You may be thinking, oh, I wanted to see you flounder from 2019 through 2020 as well. Where is that? Well, the footage is there, but it ain't coming out because I can't be bothered to organise it, and it's a bit nothingy. Thought my life was sorted really at that point, but things can happen that are rather unprecedented. So we've got a couple of things that we're working on at the moment. Yeah, see where this takes me. It's very exciting. It's August 13th. That's a big day because this is the 1 year anniversary of me leaving to go to Tennessee, which was what part 2 was about. I went to go to Tennessee to see a very special person. But we've got some new things now, so that was nicely timed. It's been a year since that day. The combination of part 1 and part 2 led up to that day, and now I'm doing nothing on this day. I'm sitting on my arse trying to figure out how to fix the loud CPU fan sound. Didn't fix that, so that feels like a big setback. But that's why we're doing this, to show how much I'm going to move forward in the next few months. And you're going to come with me and see this edit. You're going to see this edit, and you may think, no, I want to see what's actually happening, not an edited version of that. Well, it just so happens that the edit will be as true to real life as possible. Right, so it's really hot in the room, so open the windows, let some cool air in. When the room's getting hot, let the cool air in. But when you let the air in, you let the bugs in too. So with the fresh air come the bugs that fly around your room and are pests. But then you realise, are the bugs bad? Is it a problem that bugs come with an open window? Maybe you could learn to appreciate the bugs and then, learn to reason with them in some respect. What exactly does that mean? Nothing. Right, you might as well get used to this camera angle as well. But I need to also record my mind, at night as well. When I'm already in bed, I'm not going to go off and film something on my computer just for that. So what I'm doing right now, as you can see, there, that's a Chrono Trigger run. And the symbolic thing with that is that Chrono Trigger was a very, very big thing for this time last year, the interim period between visits. You're going to hear me refer to a lot of stuff that you've not been introduced to yet, because I didn't properly record that. It reminds me of that, and that hurts me, because it reminds me of that time, and it makes me think that will never happen again. So one thing that I need to learn and improve is don't let that stuff get the better of me. The stuff that reminds me of that time, I can't let it get the better of me. I do feel like sometimes when I wake up, just throughout the day, I'll hear my phone vibrate when it's not actually vibrating. Like being woken up at 4 AM so many times with your phone vibrating because you're being called. It's a big number on me emotionally, definitely. Right, I've definitely got a solid morning routine going. I did a shite ton of Japanese cards today. That sort of put me in the working mood because I've been slacking on the Japanese so much, but that's good. What we're doing here is we're improving everything. Not just part 1s and 2s and 3s and stuff, everything. from job prospects to cheekbones, I don't know, just everything is going to be improved. Now's the time for that, because it's a completely open book. I've got stuff to do, you know. I've got some rocks in my pocket. I need to make a video game for a friend. I need to apply for some jobs in London, because I'm going to be hopefully getting out of this room and into a different place with regards to that. So I have a lot of things on the horizon. I guess the mission already starts. I was hoping for a little bit of a break first, but maybe that was my break, and now that I'm doing this is properly starting. So the mission is to get out of the room, freaking escape right through the window with all these new prospects and ideas and shit. I've probably got loads of things I need to say, but they'll come out later at some point, you know. Lots of things to do at the moment. Just before I went on my run just now, I got a call from my ex-girlfriend. I only broke up with her a week ago, and it was pretty fucking emotionally rough. But she called me. I just sort of looked at my phone and it said she was calling me. And I was talking to a friend at the time, and I said, she's calling me, what the fuck, you know? And then I was like, in my head a split second, like, okay, I'll talk with her. I'll talk, because I'm worried about her health. So I hit accept, or whatever the green button says on Messenger. Call failed. No call. She hasn't responded or followed that up. I haven't said anything. Yeah, and I told my friend that the call failed, and he was like, damn, that's a divine intervention right there. And I was just thinking on my run, like, what would have happened if we'd ended up talking? I was just about to go on my run, I only would have been able to talk for a few minutes. Who knows? Divine intervention. Mad shit. Let's see what happens. I'm eating breakfast. I need to turn this down. Got my breakfast, got my tiny little coffee. You know, that is what we're doing. You can hear the fucking music in the background, no doubt. So, here's what's going on. Moving much faster than before, because before was like a whole big test. But now I think I've probably learned so much from that, and I do appreciate that a lot. So, something that happened 5 months, well, it was different, right? It was very different. But something that took 5 months to happen took like a week to happen just now. That's pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure where to go with that, because I'm going to be probably living in London. Something probably happened yesterday, but I don't remember. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm doing a lot of Japanese, and then there are a lot of like family events going on at the moment that I need to attend, so I can't properly get going on this shit, but this is what's worrying at the moment. I don't know if you can... Yeah, you can definitely see that. You see that fan at the back there is just not spinning properly. That's a sign that when I next turn my computer on, it might not turn on and I have to do a BIOS thing, even though it has the most recent BIOS now. I'll have to flash it with an old version if that's possible. I had it on sleep overnight. I think that's what happens. What caused it to do that for some reason when I put it on sleep instead of shut it down overnight. Why it does that, I have no idea. But I'm supposed to be logging weight and running times. So the weight at the moment, 137 pounds, and the running time for the short route is still 38 minutes and 33 seconds. The long route is like 83 minutes and something, which I'll be continually improving over time. I spent like a solid 20 to 30 minutes looking for this one meme that I had on my computer, because like, I don't know, you know when you just get locked into something and you have to find it. So I did that. I knew I would have pulled it from my phone, so I had to trawl through loads and loads of images. Me and my ex, loads of pictures that reminded me of those times. I was like, I'm gonna find it, and I fucking found it. One thing that you got to remember is that it's not about lowering your standards, it's just about finding the beauty in the simpler things. Sparkling water, mate. In the simpler things, you know, it's not lowering standards. So, I haven't answered the text message yet. I don't know when I'm going to do that. That's completely my prerogative. I'll do that when I'm ready. So, on my run today, I've just had a shower, so my hair is a bit, well, it's wet. But it was raining so hard at some point, and I was running through a forest on my long route, obviously with my torch on, because otherwise you can't see shite. It was fucking awesome. It was so liberating. It was an 84-minute time, so second best. That's always nice. Really good run, and that was just off coffee. No bread this time. Felt absolutely fine, really. Just before I reached the top of the hill, I realised that I was actually doing pretty well on the energy front.
Right, so I got a message I woke up this morning and I saw that I had waiting for me a notification from my ex saying, hey, can we talk? Just that. Tempted to just say, like, no. Like, it's my prerogative at this point. Tempted to just say no. I don't want to talk. I want to move on completely, but at the same time I can't tell what the best plan of action is. Very tempted to just say no, I don't want to.
Right, so I got 2 more messages this morning, neither of which I responded to, because I don't need to respond to shit. I don't owe anyone anything at this point. I promise this isn't just the next 10 minutes or whatever is not just going to be me saying, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this, and that's going to be boring as fuck. It's not going to be that. This is going to be over very soon. Trust me. That's in my control. One saying she lied about the thing that she did, which I don't believe at all. It's bullshit. Another saying that she's in hospital, even though she said she wouldn't self-harm. So I don't know. None of like. Okay, hearing this out of context might be a bit questionable on your end. Right, as you may be able to tell, I just freaking got back from a run. You probably can't tell actually because the camera's so bad, but I just got back. Lesson to be learned. Wanted to do the long route. First 27 minutes, shat it. I felt no energy in my legs. I was like, I'm not doing this, I'm doing the short route. Felt terrible. But then I switched what I was listening to, and I just felt the energy come to me. I just ran. Really great, the last bit. I still got 41.5-minute time, which is 3 minutes off my record. But considering how bad the first part was, it's just like, the energy just sort of came. It was incredible. I had no idea it would come at that point. I can't control that. I don't think I can anyway. I'm not really even that out of breath. The energy came at a random time that I couldn't foresee. Yeah, I don't know, I wasn't in control of that. It's so weird that like this is the time that I have nothing that I need to attend to. Nothing. Really, this is the time for the routine, isn't it? Time for the schedule. Tomorrow I've got something which is a family event. And then Monday is just absolutely nothing happening on Monday. When I get back on Japanese, which I have started doing again. Fucking this video game, coding, finding jobs, some music stuff that I need to do. Stuff that I need to do, but I don't feel that like pull that I normally feel. I need to make that pull. That won't come out of nowhere. I have to do that myself and realise what's happening right now. The wind keeps opening that door, which is really annoying. Because there's no handle here. I just have to stick my finger through and it's a ball. And the door will just open. Not going to be like that for me. I need to understand what it is to be me right now. Right, the good news is, so I beat my running time on the short route. I hadn't gotten a time like that in a while. I wasn't even properly trying to like beat it. I just sort of set out and was like, right, I'm just going to do medium pace the whole time. And that was a great way of saying like slow and steady wins the race. It wasn't slow, but it was certainly steady, very measured, and I cut off like 20 seconds or something. And there is no bad news, so. Right, you may have noticed that the computer is very loud, always loud. That's going to be fixed soon. So you have learned, like over 1.5 years ago, that when you're feeling lonely, you're feeling down, you're feeling directionless, you give yourself that direction by working. It made that very, very clear quite early on. I don't know why I have to keep reminding myself of that, but I never quite get into it. I don't even know why I'm fucking drinking this, mate. It's kvass. It's not even that good at the moment, but I'm still drinking it, just for the sake of drinking a liquid, I guess. Not everything has to have a fucking sixth sense, third eye meaning shit. The act of drinking it doesn't taste good, but it will taste better later. I'm not investing in something grand here by saying that. That's just the way it is, alright? That's me talking to myself. What am I fucking supposed to do with this, right? You know fucking string cheese? This is that, but like a fucking shit brick of string cheese in this solid form. Yeah, do fucking, part 1 or whatever you fucking called it, work on it. You can do that. You've got stuff in the works as well. You're doing the dream videos. I can say that because by the time this log comes out, the dream video will already be up. It's fucking September in 2 days. Jesus fucking Christ. The last few days have not been great. Felt very lonely and needing stuff to like attach myself to and a bit distant. It's weird. So like I'll get a message and I'll think from someone that I want to talk to, and it's like I just can't answer that. It's not in me to answer it right now, and so I can't have a proper conversation because it's always like staggered 10 minutes between messages. And then it's like some of the people that I wish I talked to, I could like talk just like but then they probably have the same thing that I do. So it's like, has it got to be annoyingly complicated like that, you know? Got some new PC parts I'll install soon, and I have a new video coming up. I just need to like unprivate it, and I need to get a job. I need to get a job, man. Gotta get some frickin' paper. I don't know if I already said this, but the annoying thing with this now is that this documentation process just like, it feels a little bit useless. Like it was always leading up to something before. Now I just don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm leading up to at all, and I want that, and I'm still not over what happened a month ago. I feel much better about it, obviously, but still, you know, here I am in this room. I can't even move the webcam further than that because the wire is behind the computer and it's stuck. But it's the same room, you know. Well, who knows what it will be like. I watched some of my old diary clips, the unpublished ones. Fucking hell, I hope this gets published at some point when I have something to talk about. Right. This right here, this moment in time, the day today is the 4th of September 2020. This is the lowest point so far. I'm actually quite surprised that I'm able to get up and actually record this, because before I do anything I have to just stand for a minute and collect my thoughts before doing anything. I was just cleaning my room, I was just standing there. I would move something to a drawer and I would just stand for a minute. So before I move on, this is what I did yesterday. New case, new cooler, processor, motherboard, new RAM. So a lot of old feelings coming back. The saddest part about this is that I'm confused and I'm angry, exhausted, and everything I do just feels useless. All this energy being expended, this emotional energy towards nothing. So all these old feelings coming back from a month ago. Before I talk about this, I'll give some everything in this fucking video diary is all. It was also like cinematic, and like there was a very clear progression to it, and it felt in the moment always working towards something, always that goal, always me saying to myself, if I can do this, I can get through anything. I said that so many fucking times, and it's so naive. It's the most naive shit that you can say, because it just keeps getting harder and harder, and you're like, well, I did it before, I can do it now, but it gets harder, and there's always more things. When's the fucking tipping point? When does it, you know, give you a break? I really want to fucking call my ex and just talk with her, because she was my best friend and I could talk about anything. And before I met her, I was going to have to be quiet because I don't want anyone to hear me. I was never really lonely before I met her, really. I was happy being like sort of by myself and having me time, whereas now, if I'm not talking to someone, or a specific group of people, there are some people that I'll be talking to and actually it just feels useless, which is really annoying. But yeah, I can't do this right now. Okay, so what's going on? Apologise if the computer is a bit loud. I have changed it round. Well, I can't exactly remember what I was doing last time I filmed this. I think I was like really sad showing the computer. Now things have changed a bit. We have a new camera angle, funnily enough. This is actually a new angle. I mean, it is. The computer is this side now. It's here as opposed to here. What's happening? So yesterday I talked with Alice. They're doing okay. They're doing good. They are alive and they are in a good state of mind at the moment. They've made a lot of psychological changes, and I'm just glad to hear that they're okay, you know. How am I doing? Well, I feel very similar to this time 1.5 years ago, in sort of January to March. The whole resetting business every morning. I hope that will fix itself faster now that I realise exactly why that's happening, is because I, in this frame of mind, like need to know what's going on, but I can't, because in America, it's nighttime. That's what's happening right now. We're on a different road. than we were yesterday morning. Very different road. It's quite exciting thinking what the possibilities could be. I like the idea of having that goal there in the future. That America goal is a big thing, but I cannot invest too much stock in that. Yeah, it's weird. There's definitely quite a lot of uncertainty. I can feel that building up in me. But I feel better than I did 2 days ago. 2 days ago was rough. It was very rough. Very hard doing anything. I have to just sort of sit here, be in my comfy zone, watching Melee on one screen, Creepypasta on another, techno in both ears. Just, right, yeah. I'm still doing that at the moment, actually. I've got a bit of lunch here, and I've also got a banana, and I've got a fizzy water, but sparkling Scottish mountain water, by Sainsbury's. Let's see what happens. Obviously the job goal and the London goal are still there, but I'm putting them on the shelf right now because I need to focus on me, focus on my emotions, maybe quell the whole resetting thing and just feel better about life. See what happens. So big thing just happened. I won't divulge it because I know what it is, and that will become apparent later depending on what happens. I still feel a little bit of that same feeling from a few days ago, which is interesting because you'd think it'd be completely gone after that, but I reckon I just got to wait a little bit, like a couple days, and then never mind, and then I'll probably in a couple days know exactly where I'm at. It's an interesting situation, very interesting, but it's good. It definitely will make me feel better later. It'll bring on its own problems, yes. It's much more sustainable for now, because before it was horrible, I just couldn't do anything really. But now I definitely feel more in control. But yeah, just gotta really think this through, think exactly what it is that's good and bad about all this. What can I do, I've got no content. I've got no content for any of this shit. Need to make some content. It's just like, oh no, I think I'm running out or I've got no content. Don't worry about it. Just walk around. And it really is just like, oh yeah, thank you for helping me out and talking to me and forming a real connection here and talking with me so much and being there, and I'll definitely do this and that and all that. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Now fuck off. If you live in a reality for too long in your head, a fantasy, it sort of becomes this like somewhat reality thing in the back of your head that you cannot realise. You can't flesh it out. I think, I couldn't do that, it's fantasy. So just something so simple like just getting a job and stepping out into the world of computer science, which is so scary to me. Every single time I look at an example CV or resume or whatever you want to call it, or any company site that says we do this, I'm just like, I can't do any of that shit. And I have a master's from Bristol. Like, that should be that should be enough. I'm so anxious. It's like God said, isn't it? I had made my plan so simple, but you came along and fucked it up. Right, so now that it's 5 in the evening, I can just relax and do whatever I want. I don't need to feel pressured to do anything. Spent the day applying to jobs, finally. I wanted to make a video of me saying like, tomorrow I'm going to apply for jobs, but I chose against that. Because that's in direct lineage with like that whole fancy thing where I say I'm going to do it, and then in my head it's like, I've done it when I really haven't. So I just sat down, applied for 7 jobs, wrote a cover letter for one of them, so my experience will get better day by day more I apply. But now the day is open. Don't need to think that I've got things to do, because I don't. Just my own pace. Actually, also on that note, I'm not going to make schedules for the time being. It's not good to do that because my head will be like, schedule. you can do that, and then you think how nice it would be if that did happen, and you create the fantasy for it, and that's the main thing that I've learned right now. At the moment, touching the piano, I'm using the piano to use that as an outlet later on. I'm investing in being able to relax using the piano and be productive at the same time. And I'm going to edit these later, after I've got a job, after I've moved out, or if I work remote, that's fine as well. Once I've settled into that, I hasten to say routine, but I'm accustomed to that lifestyle, then I can start thinking through the things I really want to do, because at the moment it really is just on the mind constantly, get a job. But I'm very glad that today I've actually taken that first step, because that's really good, and I can continue doing that every day, and I'll do myself proud, surely. Here's what happens, right? I'm doing this, so 5 minutes pass. Stop and stare at the wall for a minute. A minute passes, and then I'm back. Feel that weight again, but that's okay. Go slowly, take your time. This is where it really starts. Right, now is not the fucking time for this. This better not be some traceable moment. I really hope nothing's of this. I don't want to have to put this in the final video. Not now. Come on, not now. Why? So I have an interview on Wednesday probably, and an interview on Thursday probably. So I definitely have those 2 interviews. Really bad at recording this whole thing. Basically, it has just been looking for jobs, getting recruiters to call me at any time during the day and say, hey, this is good, this is whatever. All the jobs require experience that I feel like I don't have. I do have it, it's just I don't have any confidence in myself, really. So we'll see how those go. I'll fail both, definitely. I'll fail both, put those down as experience, and just, keep going on. Just, it's good to feel like an island in this situation, I think. Good to just recognise that, you know what is scary? Is when you look on any website, Glassdoor is shite, obviously, but you see these reviews saying, like, it will ruin you if you work here, and the upper management is all terrible and sexist and all that. You just think, bloody hell, the world seems like a terrible fucking place. I can't do anything about that. What I can do is just be a good person myself, keep going as a good person, have my values, and back again for the same thing that I was saying 2 years ago, is just be good. Be a good person. I can't do anything about people in managerial roles being tossers. I'm in this. This is my thing. It hurts that there's so much stress all of a sudden, but it feels good knowing that all these wheels are turning all of a sudden. My fantasy is being wiped away. I'm just doing this because it is life, and life is just to be lived and reckoned with. Get into that mode where you just work and you just do the shit you need to do. It's the best feeling, doing that. Fucking not a care in the world. By beat happening. 23 minutes until the first interview. It's not even a video call, but I'm not taking any chances. We'll see how this goes. It's gonna be shit. I'm not gonna get either job, really. But the interview was great, and it will really suck if I don't get that job, because I have another interview tomorrow for a company I don't really want to work for, honestly. Sounds like a glorified customer service job, honestly. And I want to do coding in a small team of friends, I'm supposed to be getting a coding exercise in the mail that I can do in my own time, which is very much more preferable over a whiteboard spiel thing you normally do. Would love to work for that small startup, nice group of people. The guy I talked to on the phone was lovely. Talked with him. I even talked to him about the time I went to America, which is what I go on about all the time on this thing. And he said that was awesome that I did that, because he asked like what my life's greatest achievement was, and I said me working my arse off for 8 days a week just to get the money to get a plane ticket, and he was like, that's a pretty cool, genuine answer. So okay, so I have another interview in about
45 minutes. This is the camera angle that I will be using for the video interview. Won't be wearing this, obviously. Not looking forward to this because I don't particularly want to work for this company, or I would much rather work for the software development part, which I might be getting a referral to if this interview goes good. We shall see. Not a good thing going into an interview not particularly wanting the job, but good practice, I guess. Genuinely looking forward to this weekend, which is nice because I haven't had a weekend feeling for a very long time, but I won't get recruiters calling me, I won't get loads of emails, just can do my own thing for a bit and actually breathe. I'm just gonna have to make do with the footage that I have. All the footage that I'm giving myself. Dropped a nice load of frames there, that was cool. That's 2 drop frames. Cheers. I think it's because I have my virtual box open or something that is doing this, but whatever, who cares. Every single day I hear him in the other room, like, oh, you stupid game. Oh, you suck. Oh, no. Coming from a brother. And I'm not going to become that. I'm not going to become a freaking gamer rage Ben Katz. Not going to happen. Partly this is to do with the fear of becoming a big loser, or more of one. So I have my first proper coding interview tomorrow. At least I think I do. Proper software development job for a big company. There's going to be a coding interview style question. Don't know how they're going to do that over the internet without a whiteboard, but we shall see. I'm really looking forward to hearing back from that one company that I really want to work for, the smaller one. I don't know if I even talked about that because I'm shit at maintaining this, but I don't really feel too good because it's just like university again with a bit more uncertainty because I don't know whether I'm going to be getting these job offers or not, but we will see. Hopefully tomorrow the interview won't be 70 minutes when it's promised to be 45. It's quite scary to think that if I don't get accepted for a small company, I don't get accepted for big company, I'm essentially right back to square one where I was 2.5 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, 2.5 weeks ago, because at that point I hadn't applied to anything. I'll have to go on another sprint of just applying to a shit ton of jobs, getting recruiters calling me 24/7 saying, does that sound good, does that sound good? Nah. Don't want to have to do that again. Really, just I'm getting ghosted by a fucking fintech startup. Not exactly, because normally they're supposed to take about a week to 2 weeks to get back to you after the interview, aren't they? Well, after the coding assignment in this case. But I don't want to have to go on one of those fucking sprints where you just apply to everything again. Sucks the life out of you so quickly. Okay, we're ready for action now. In 34 minutes, it's going to be probably shit. We'll see. Okay, so that went pretty shite, unfortunately. The 2 questions that I was asked, I got there in the end for both of them, but took a long time, and it covered areas that I hadn't really looked at much, because didn't really have a whole lot of time to. But the good news is, that wasn't the company that I wanted to work for in the first place, and I'm still waiting to hear back from the one that I really do want to. And now I've had my first, sort of proper coding interview where they ask you proper technical questions. Feels like a sort of Christmas holiday morning at the moment, with the sort of dullish light coffee mug. Just the fact that it's a Saturday and I'm not going to be. I have the day open to do things. I even made a tiny little document. What does it say? Vim tutor, OpenGL, graph and hash map, stuff that I can do over the weekend. I want to put that Venquer elevation record on. It's like every single time I do a Leak Code challenge and I get the answer in about 30 to 40 minutes, which is way too long. I get there in some way and I think, okay, that's good. Usually if it's quite a difficult question, well, I say difficult, it's marked easy, but I find it difficult. I'll be within the top 80% of time and speed complexity, but then I see someone's solutions, which is just my solution, except in about 5 lines of code, much simpler, much more intuitive, and so much less overhead, extraneous overhead. I'm like, flipping heck.
You know, you take a big sigh after you see that. You just think, fucking hell, why did I not think of that? You'll get there. You'll get there eventually. I've only been doing this for like 3 weeks. Proper sort of leak coding stuff. Been doing hash maps since that sort of pseudo failure yesterday where I couldn't work with hash maps properly in an interview. But you'll get there. So you just got to keep working, even on weekends, just like uni. Even after I get that job at that company, if I do, which I really hope I do, still keep at it, you know, because it's very stimulating knowing that you're learning it. Like I've been doing a bit of the piano there. Sucked at that, but I kept at it and getting better. If this is the pace I'm going, it's looking like a solid week of trying to figure out how the fuck I can figure out how to do recursion. I'm so bad at recursion, it's fucking unbelievable. Always, no matter how hard I try to like sort of dissect a recursion problem, I just lose track about 2 recursions deep and I keep forgetting the most simple stuff. I feel like an idiot, real idiot. I need to just spend a week not thinking about touching up on other skills for interviews. Still haven't heard from that company yet. Just recursion. Think how many doors that will open for you if you actually finally get it on the most basic level. Not like Fibonacci basic, but just, you know. Then we can move on to DP, which is just not looking forward to that. Doing a medium question on leak code, I got myself an answer which I thought, hey, it's not very good. I can't actually stretch this. Okay, there we go. I thought this is not very good, but it's something. It has 2 imports, it has an auxiliary data structure, and it still goes through the whole thing. Not efficient, but it passed the test case, and I was proud that I did that without any help. And then I see that this is one of the main test cases. You probably can't even read that, not because the fucking cable's in the way, but just because it's just the biggest fucking tree you've ever seen. So, welcome to the real world. I spent about half an hour writing about that much code or something, and then you look at the flipping answers, and it's just like this shit. It's an absolutely tiny function, and it runs with like, you know, login or some shit like that. It's like, how the hell, man? How? Already starting to feel that sort of, you know, each morning, like, oh, more DFS, more, oh shit, that was obvious. Might have to actually just take a break today and learn to properly take like a day break during a week. Thankfully I'm much better at talking with recruiters now, because I remember the first time a recruiter called me I was like, oh, is this like an actual job thing? Because they were asking like, oh, tell me about yourself. I thought, is this a freaking interview? I was freaking shitting myself. Thankfully that's nothing more than just an annoyance now, but you do get some recruiters who are actually easygoing and nice to talk to. You can relax, basically. So I might have just got myself a job with a salary that's 25% higher than the one that I asked for. It's funny because this was the day that I chose to relax. I was like, I'm not doing this today. And I just got a phone call saying, hey, you were accepted to the bigger company, to the actual Python software role, not the other one. Weird. Hope I don't get that crazy imposter syndrome shit. Starts in January. So I've got the job. Now I have a month and a half to focus on my creative projects, as well as need to do some coding too, but just for preparation for the job. But before any of that gets started, I need to use this time to make an album and have that out in January. I need an album out in January. I have other few things that I want to do, like the no hate room. I want to do 17 through to 64 because I really want to just have like a half an hour long video of that. I apologise for that. can't wait to get away from that, Jesus Christ. But just a half an hour long video of that. I know it's crazy because I could split them up into parts, do them much faster, get more viewership that way, probably make it easier, but in my head I want that half an hour long video. That speaks to me. I really want that. Need the album first though. Don't have to do the hate rooms, the no hate rooms. That's the main thing here. Then there are projects for other people. Music video I'm supposed to be doing. But make that album, dude. I need to go on a walk, listen to some music that's not techno, and get inspired by that. Because at the moment I'm just in front of FL Studio with 1.5 songs that I've completed. I just think, I don't know where to start. I'm not sure what to do. I need a new spice for my formula, you know? That is going to be, I don't know why I've got my phone, because I don't even have the music on the phone yet, but, well, you'll find out when the album comes out, which hopefully it does in early January. I really hope I can get that out. I have so much time, you know? When I make a song, normally it takes 4 or 5 hours to make, and then that's it. Spur of the moment product. It makes me feel like a fraud, but I think because I'm trying to step outside of the formula that I used to use all the time for making my dub house stuff, when I get making with something, I can't just have it done in 2 hours like I used to be able to do. Hit a bit of a brick wall when it comes to where to develop the track. Because with the dub techno, you just keep it going, find that iteration, and just play around it. But this is more melodic, which you'd think, why would I want to go in that direction? But might as well try and see what happens. One complete song. I have an idea, well, I have a basically completed song that I need to actually put into a song, not just a loop. And then I have 2 ideas that have been prototyped and need to be fleshed out. I've got so much time though. I never spend this long on an album normally. You hear about people spending years on albums. I just don't do that. Very product of the time kind of thing. So I just need to be aware of that. Let the days go by, let new ideas come into my head, and I'll have those moments where I'm like, oh, that's what I need to do. Because that's what happened for a lot of the stuff that I reworked in the other albums. I'll definitely get there at some point. Way too much shit that I want to do, because there's all this advanced Maya stuff for the 3D rendered videos. There's the album, there's Japanese, there's various health related things, just get a better lifestyle. It's good, but it could be better. So coding, whether it be own projects or leak code, it takes hold of me, and I end up watching Simpsons clips instead. So this is a problem I've been having for a while now, is this green bar around here. Well, it moves extremely slowly. If I go onto the C drive, it's fine. My G drive, it will there we go, it comes in and it slowly moves across. And you'll see at the moment here the thumbnails are just fine. But if I go into some, yeah, there we go, now they're gone. And that's very, very irritating. And sometimes, yeah, if I click this PC, it's just stuck on working on it. I have to restart Explorer. I've tried many things. Tried the whole change the customization of the folder for general use, Windows Update, which I was having another problem with, but I managed to fix that. Registry edits, removing quick access, all the things that you'll find when you type in, slow green bar in Windows 10. All these things. Disable Cortana, it was disabled before I did the update. Yeah, done that. Done the customization, optimization thing. Yeah, done that. All this shite, I've done that. So, reset Windows, only thing I can think of, which is a bit annoying, because it means I have to reinstall apps. Not apps, just, programs. I hope that works, because otherwise it's my hard drive, which is weird, because, I ran lots of diagnostic things on it, and it said there was nothing wrong with the G drive. Said that it was absolutely fine. They even downloaded the dedicated, proprietary Western Digital disk checker, and it said it was fine. We're gonna reset Windows. I don't know why I just did that. How do I do that? Reset this PC. Resetting it might help. This lets you choose whether to keep your personal files or remove them. I just need to check that... Oh, can I still search? Search indexing was turned off. That's fine. Still, you can look for that, right? Okay. Well, I guess not. And let's... and you'll see it's back. So, if I go to... Yeah, there's that bar again. FL Studio. Oh, well, that's weird. Fine, I'll turn on the search index. Why not? I mean, it should still be able to search in here. Oh, here we go. The main thing I'm concerned is if I will lose FL Studio 9, which is my DAW of choice. Here it is. I could probably just like run that as is. I don't really remember installing it per se. I should have a RAR file here somewhere, unless that was FL Studio 12 and I misread. I need to reset the PC. Oh jeez. Well, I'll attend this first. Okay, after all that, after a few hours, I've completely reset Windows, and I think I fixed it. I think that just about did it, completely fixing it. It was telling me I didn't have a legit key, even though I haven't, like I should have the same product key from when I had it, Windows 8 on the original computer, but I changed hardware, so it was like, well, I can't tell if you're legit, so I just pirated a key, couldn't be fucked with that. That's activated now. In fact, I have Windows 10 Pro instead of Windows 10 Home or something, if that means anything, which it doesn't. So now I'm just getting all the software that I need. So that's good. I think the problem with the disk reading is fixed. I don't see any green bar go across. The load times are very fast. So we're all good on that front. It was a day where I was basically just fixing Windows for being shit, but I can't switch to Linux because I use Windows software like, FL Studio and Sony Vegas. Well, it's not even Sony anymore, is it? It's Vegas, Photoshop. Should be using GIMP, but don't have time to learn something new at the moment. I would love to just use Arch the whole time, but gotta stick to Windows and its seemingly completely irrational permissions. Okay, considering that I got that job, well, I'll pass the background check soon, but need to properly organise all the old disparate diary clips from the last year and a half. It's not going to be a great compilation, but I really need to just put it together, because there is stuff. No idea how long it will take me, know how long the result's going to be, but I need to conclude that, because I was just organising my computer for the last 24 hours or something. Fresh Windows install, everything works nicely, much better than before. Just gotta close this now. So I'm embarking on this now. I showed the little date thing at the beginning and the timestamp. Let's get cracking on that. Let's close this. And there you have it. In exactly 8 hours, I managed to go through all the material, get that finished. I still need to look through it and proof watch it, make sure everything is good, but man, what a trip that was. We did not remember having that much material. This video ends on a positive note, which is rather wonderful. I think, wow, February was dreadful. February was so bad, but now I've got a job in the way, got projects to do, and this is out the way. Can move on to the next diary thing. Good job. Nicely done, man. You deserve a good break.